Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our trading room here this morning. You got to bear with me a little bit longer. My charts are in the process of loading. For some reason, my computer taking its time again this morning. From some of the charts I can see that are loaded, it looks like we've got a bit of a gap up here today. Okay, I think we're there. Yesterday's session looking a whole heck of a lot more impressive than it was. It's this bar right here. This dip in the overnight was not really reflected during the day session. The market spent most of the day going sideways, really, except for a little bit of a flurry late morning, and then the market kind of settled in again. What's significant is this tiny little doji bar that happened the day before, and it was on relatively high volume relative to other days with bigger bars. All right, we'll see. Right now you can see the market's still quite bullish. And we do have a little bit of an upside gap. I forgot to point that out to you. Market leaving off yesterday around 89.50, and here we are trading over 9,000. If we take a look for our first in-sync eagle signal, it looks like it came right about the opening buzzer, got another signal about a minute later, and not quite sure. Don't think we quite made our eagle profit target on that, but probably close enough to at least grab a swing target, which would be a rather nice day and a rather nice way to start the day. The Asian session kicking in last night. Not right on the open, but about an hour or so later, NASDAQ rallying, hitting that little sideways trend that we're so used to seeing after a rally, and then up it goes. All right, well, we'll give them a few minutes here to settle in. See whether they're perhaps going to try to fill that gap. Or maybe just continue higher. Right now, sort of leaning toward the let's fill the gap scenario. back now to the hard edge. And of course, when you encounter the hard edge on your Eagle and Raptor, you should anticipate a reaction. Working on one now as we get a little bit of a hard edge bounce. Oh, and that also playing out nicely. Look at that. What time is it? Oh, we're about 8 minutes in. Just a little bit more typical of how the NASDAQ performs versus the last couple of days where it's just been blah. The time of day scared me off that #1 signal that we had here just recently in the Raptor, but it certainly turned out nice. If you were a little braver than I was or am, you would have done quite well with that one. All right, back in this little bit of a sideways range that may be developing. To me, it seems to be, well, because it's going sideways. I'm gonna go out here a little bit on a limb and say that it might be setting up to head lower. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to call this a rule of three signal here on the Eagle, but the fact that we have a lower high relative here to this high uh, does make me think maybe, just maybe, we're going to see a little bit of bear move here. The hawk already bearish. We're going to get a number one signal here on the Raptor. We're going to get a trend change signal on the Falcon. If the market heads lower. All right, so there is my number one signal now to short. And this trade actually has the potential to head much lower because we could be filling the gap of the morning. So just bear in mind your profit target is at 89.99 half, just shy of 9,000. But I'm going to try to stretch this one out, see if we can't get into that opening gap a little bit because it is a rather large gap. Okay, so we would have made our profit target. There we go. Okay, now comes the tricky part. As we get closer to the 10-point mark, that's our eagle target. There is going to be a little bit of a pushback, and there's a fair amount of money on the table here. Okay, if we can break this low, I'm going to start rolling behind bars that have wicks to them. scoundrels. Gonna come all the way back and tag me out. There. That's why I a lot of times take profit on, darn it. That's why it's a good idea to take profit on target, Eric. Nuts. All right, well, we'll try it again. Back to the hard edge. Looking for another push. You could put a just in case order to short below here. It's the same idea as when we're looking at that sideways trading range. We've seen a breakout, see the significant low here. In fact, I may just go with that right now. Entering down here means I could, oh, there's that tempting number 3 signal. All right, if I get a second push on this number 3, there we go. Come on, get up there. All right, we'll look to do that. Get this out of the way for now. So a little bit tricky, this one, because what's going on is the buyers are not going away just yet. That's why I was a little bit more comfortable shorting below those lows. Yeah, good question here from Christian. Christian says, Eric, do you use the Bollinger Band suite as confirmation of a good entry signal? Yes, a lot of times I like to see the Bollinger Band in sync with my signal. So when this number 3 signal printed and the Bollingers were below, that does give you a little bit of confidence or added confidence. A lot of times the Bollinger will be in sync with the signal itself. Sometimes it may be a bar or 2 late. I find it especially useful on the counter trend signals. Like This wasn't a number 2 signal, but if it were, all right, let's get that a little bit further out of the way. Oh, actually, you know what? We've moved far enough off target that I'm just going to scrub the order right now. Well, we're quite happy to be moving sideways. Oh, Christian's asking, where can I get the Bollinger Band suite? Okay, let me just park my order. Oh, actually, forget that. Okay, so if you go to the website, Indicator Warehouse, and here in the little search window, you type Bollinger Suite or Bollingers or something of that nature, you're going to, should take you to this page right here. Now there's two Bollinger tools. This is the one, the Bollinger Suite. I featured this on one of our Rabbit Hole Fridays months ago, and I liked it so much I kept it on my chart. Ooh, looks like we're getting that little bit of a move here now. Don't want to miss this number 1 signal that I'm anticipating. It's going to be probably an early number 1 signal, and what we're looking at is a renewed attempt. Oh, actually, we got a number 2 signal already printing. I'm going to use this bar. I'm going to anticipate that this is going to be my second push entry on this number 2 signal. What we saw was an attempt to rally that failed. A lower high relative. And this time, I guess I should take profit on target. I keep telling you guys to take profit on target. I should take some of my own advice. There we go. Stops to break even. Come on. Don't you dare flinch now. Yay. All right. Well, if I wasn't so silly about my first trade, I would have made my quota already. back now with a number one signal. The market, like I said, may try to get into that gap. So you could do a second push on that number one signal, which would look something like this. Certainly, if we can break this low here, we should see a little bit more follow through before the next rally attempt. The pushback was a little hard, wasn't it? Okay, I think we'll scrub that for now. Oh shoot, as soon as I do that, here we come back with yet another number three signal. And a hard edge bounce on the eagle. I should have left that order in. All right, so same order as what I had before. I'm too late on that number three signal, but same idea. No! You stinkers. The flinch came right after they broke these lows, and I probably got tagged here a little bit too early. Brought my stops up a little bit too quick. Well, had I been a little bit faster and actually got in on the number three signal, you can see it would have worked out quite nicely. But as it was a little bit late. Wow, they keep trying to go lower and they keep pushing back. Maybe the sellers don't have it going on today. Wow. Okay. Well, the Hawk and the Falcon already getting a little bit more bullish. The Eagle and the Raptor a little bit more conflicted. All right. Here, maybe we'll take a look at a possible buy. The market's not heading lower, which we might suspect it wants to go higher. This swing high, a little problematic. I'll see if I get a second push off this trend change signal. The Bollinger Suite already in sync. All right, so that will accommodate a second push. Ooh, if they don't go too low. We are a touch conflicted. The Raptor, we got a second push opportunity on this number 3 signal. And if it comes back with a buy signal, we will have a number 2 signal. The only reason I'm thinking bull now is because we've breached some pretty significant lows, and so far, no follow through to the short side. In fact, we're starting to make a little bit of a higher swing. You could put your just in case order to sell below here, just in case the bottom falls out of the market while you're looking on your Craigslist ads. Okay, and we do have a number 2 signal. So I'm going to do a little bracket deal here. And this is pretty ambitious on my part, I'll admit. Okay, so I've pretty much got this market in a little bit of a bracket scenario. This is the same thing that we do when we have a sideways trading range. And, oh, come on, don't you dare. One more bar and I can get my stops up to break even. Close enough. Oh, you guys. You're killing me with this sideways stuff. See, we're getting selling from the sellers that sold right here. The ones that sold around 9,006, and we're trying to push the market back down. But it worked out. All right, so I have made my quota for today. So my trading day would be done. We've got 3 trades in, 2 of which have been profitable, 1 at break even. As I like to remind you, the real money is made not in trading more often, but rather in trading multiples. So we're up 200 bucks on single contracts. If we were trading 2 contracts instead of singles, well, that's $400. 4 contracts would be 800. 5 contracts would be 1,000, and so on. Well, our little rally was short-lived, wasn't it? And here we are back in the sideways trading range. That does seem to be the way the market has been moving of late. We're just really content to be trading over the same numbers time and again. Today, it looks like we're not getting too far away from the 9,005 zone. A little blip up and a little bit of a blip lower. This is where the market opened back here. And you can see we're just kind of hovering there. So it does make trading a touch more difficult. I don't know if we're going to get another tradable signal here. We should have seen more follow through on that rally. That concerns me a little bit. Well, it concerns me from the point of view that, oh, okay, well, there they go. That with the market showing, all right, here we go. This is just basic market behavior, right? We break a low. So, sorry, there's the low. We break the low. There's going to be a reaction. So the market comes up, it tries to head lower, it cannot, it goes up a little bit. All right, so there was a profitable trade for us. I think that one I got tagged at break even. Comes down, breaks again. Now, normally when we're breaking significant lows, we can expect two moves in the direction of the breakout. So move number one is the breakout move. So we're always on the lookout for another directional move. Had I been more on the ball, I could have looked to short up here this green bar sell, and that, as you can see, that would have worked out very nicely. Something to bear in mind when you break significant swing points. Now, significant is the key word here. If you're just breaking a minor swing point, like here's a minor swing point, you're not necessarily going to get two moves in that direction. Although I suppose in this case, you could make a case for it. But here we are, we're breaking the lows. We're trying to head lower and we're not. And in fact, we come back and start making a higher low and a higher high. This would suggest the market is in a position to rally. I know it's always easier to see in hindsight, but it's something to keep in mind as the market is unfolding. Have we broken a significant swing low? If so, we should expect another move in that direction. Is the market testing or retesting after a breakout? Like I would call this a significant or reasonably significant swing high. We got a pair of highs right here. We've broken those. I would be open to another move higher. So we can keep a lookout. Well, here we have a buy signal. A second push opportunity on a buy signal like this would be preferable. And the reason is stop placement. Ideally, we want our stops 2 swings back, which would put us way back here near the lows. But if we wait for a second push, sometimes we can get in and manage the trade with a little bit of a tighter stop. Now, a second push simply means that we allow the signal to print, we see where the market reacts, and now we use that reaction zone as our signal, which is what we would do on the next rally up. And this is why you want to wait, because you can see the market very non-committal here at the moment. Well, I don't know if we're going to get another trade opportunity here. I do need to close the trading room at the bottom of the hour. Nope. No momentum. And now the Bollingers are turning over as well. So I think we're going to be in a holding pattern for a little while here still. Well, the trend is up. And like I said, we've breached reasonably strong swing points. The market, I would say, owes us another move higher. I don't think that is unreasonable. Okay. Well, is this going to be our push? All right, it's not something I'm going to recommend. Like if you're looking for a trade to follow me on, I'm going to try it though. Let's see if we get a number 3 signal off of this hard edge. And this will be our last trade today. If this signal folds over and heads lower, I will attempt the number 2 signal. The market's slowly working itself into a tight space, but as I mentioned, we have broken some significant swing highs. I do think the market owes us another buy. What's it looking like on the Falcon? No, the Falcon's a little conflicted. Got a 4-arrow consolidation here on the Hawk. The Hawk's a little ahead of the curve, and we're getting, there we go. We're going to get a hard edge bounce on the Eagle here. Just very, very constipated. All right, here they go. They're going to give us that number 2 signal. Where are you? A bit of a problem spot will be down here. That's where the sellers are going to push back. As you can see, the Bollinger is already a little bearish. Come on. Wow. Just nothing. All right, gang. We're going to close up shop here. I thought we'd get one more trade off, but no. I think we're going to see the market head a little bit lower, retest these lows, and that might wake the buyers up. And then again, maybe not. It has been a very quiet day. All right, I will see you tomorrow then. Bye for now.